Hey guys, this is Jay Ensminger with Davitt and Hanser, distributor for Cort guitars here in the USA, and we're at the 2018 NAMM show here to talk about some new models. First thing we wanted to start with is the new Cort Gold series. In 2017 we introduced the D6, 06, and A6 models. This was Cort's first move into an all-solid instrument with the torified top. We're calling that ATV, which is age to vintage top. So we had these models come out mid last year, very successful launch here in the States. Based on that launch, we also decided to introduce a new series of guitars called Gold 8s. So I'm going to run you through the 6s, then we'll go over and take a quick look at the 8s so that you can see the differences between the two families. I'll use this to walk us through. So this is the Auditorium, and as you'll see, the Auditorium has solid torified spruce top, UV coating as far as the finish that we decided to use. It's going to end up being a solid back and sides. This is a solid back and sides, this mahogany. We've used a Makassar ebony bridge and fingerboard, and then we're using Grover Rotomatic tuners, the vintage gold tuners on the back. The street price here in the US, the Gold Dreadnought, the Gold Orchestra, and the 6 Series is only $499. And then here with the A6, you'll find that at $699. We've made some adjustments and some updates to the model for the new 2018 models, which I'd like to move over to and talk to now. So here the primary differences are going to end up being what we used in terms of the tone woods and then the back and the sides. So as opposed to using the solid mahogany, we switched to a Pau Ferro. You're still going to have a torified solid Sitka spruce top. Also with the ATV finish and the UV finish. We've upgraded here to ebony, both in terms of the bridge pins, the fingerboard, and the bridge itself. And then we've also introduced this new color, which we're going to call a light burst. Very nice cognac type finish. Sets it aside from the D6 models. And as with the 2017 models with the 2018 versions, you're going to see we're starting to incorporate a white binding as opposed to the black binding on these. So just a quick rundown at the proposed price points. The A8 is going to street at $1049, whereas the 08 and the D8 are going to sit at $699 street. So around this corner we want to talk a little bit about the limited edition models that Cort has for 2018. Most folks, when they look at the Cort brand, they're going to consider it as an OEM manufacturer. And over the past 3 years, Cort has started to put a very strong focus on developing their own brand, not only here in the States, but globally. This is a true testament to what Cort can do from a build facility. We have 3 different models we want to run through today. The first is going to be a Parlor. This is the limited edition Parlor for 2018. We have a solid Adirondack spruce top. It's going to be a solid myrtle wood back and sides. I'll show that to you briefly. This is going to be a reinforced mahogany neck. We're using an LR Baggs Anthem. We've also used that same vintage sunburst that you saw on the Gold D8s earlier, and the sonically enhanced UV finish, which obviously allows the wood to resonate more. It's a much thinner finish than what you're going to find on your traditional gloss finished instruments. This is going to street right around $1,500. And as you can see, this gorgeous Dragonfly inlay, all individually put together. So very gorgeous guitar, very reasonably priced. The next limited edition we want to take a look at is a Grand Auditorium shape, but we're going to move to a Florentine cutaway. So here again, Adirondack spruce top, it's solid. We have a solid sod back and sides are Pau Ferro, very nice finish, dark wood. We're actually going to use an ebony binding on this model. And as you can see, similarly, we've started to include the custom beveled armrest that you've seen on some other higher end pieces in the market. This too utilizes the LR Baggs Anthem, and we're going to have a sonically enhanced UV finish, and we're going to street at also $14.99. The last piece we should take a look at, which has probably been the show favorite thus far, ends up being the orchestra model limited edition in Koa. So as you can see, Hawaiian Koa top and solid Koa back and sides. So we've decided to use Pau Ferro because it complements the finish across the binding. Same as what we had on the Grand Auditorium, we're going to introduce the beveled armrest. And this too uses the LR Baggs Anthem system. Sonically enhanced UV finish, and this guitar is going to street at $29.99. So back around to the electric range of instruments being introduced by Cort here at the 2018 NAMM show. Newly designed XSeries guitars. The XSeries kind of went silent in the US over the past 12 months, and they've been introduced with an entirely new shape, new headstock shape. And we are actually introducing its 4 different families here at the show. So I'll run you through these real briefly. There's the X500. So this is going to be Cort's neck-through construction. It's going to include a solid swamp ash body. It's going to be a 5-piece maple neck. It's both maple and penga-penga. We've utilized 24-fret ebony fingerboard, and these are going to street at $749. We're going to have them available in 2 different finishes. Here you're going to have the open pore trans gray, and down here, open pore gene burst, and down here you're going to have the open pore trans gray. So we've utilized EMGs, and give you a look at the back. The next step down in the good, better, best scenario is going to be the X300 series. So we have 2 models. These are both going to be bolt-ons with a maple neck. It's an American basswood body. As you can see, we have a nice flame maple top available in 3 different finishes, 2 of which we're showing here at the show. There's going to be a gray burst, a brown burst, and a blue burst. Each of these are going to street at $499. Again, that's going to have a hardwood maple neck, compound radius, fingerboard, and Floyd Rose special tremolo. Finally, in the X series, we move down to the 250s and the 100s. These are definitely driven for someone who wants to get into the market for around $399 or less. The X250s are going to be available over 3 different finishes, definitely that 80s retro vibe, here in the teardrop pink. We're also going to have it available in a solid black and then a Kona blue. And then here with the X100, again, simple bolt-on construction, but available to the market at $199. 25.5-inch scale, Meranti body, and hardwood maple neck. Here we're going to take a look at Cort's first step into the extended range. So we have here a KX new body style, poplar body top, but most importantly, as you can see, the fan fret. So these are both going to represent 7-string instruments with a fan fret. That's going to move from a 25.5-inch scale to a 27-inch scale. So obviously a multi-scale for both of these instruments. It's going to be a bolt-on construction. It's a poplar burl top, and that's going to be placed on a swamp ash body. We put together a 5-piece maple and purple heart neck, Maxar ebony fingerboard. Each one of these are both going to street in these 2 finishes, which we're calling Stardust Black and then Stardust Green, at $749. Very attractive price considering the competition. Thanks so much, guys, for visiting us here at the Cort booth at the 2018 Winter NAMM show. Make sure to look online at cortguitars.com or at Mega Music to see when these new models will be available.